Hey there, Genine, CEO and founder of Iconic Empires. I want to come to you today to talk about, in good old Aussie language, the shitstorm. Now, what I mean by that is, where in your life are you finding resistance? Now, we were talking to our Academy clients on our call this morning about where resistance is showing up in their life or their business. And, sometimes it comes up as a shitstorm, like, it's like a hurricane coming through and, feels like it's like the worst time possible. It feels like everything that they'd known is starting to fall apart, and not in a good way. The friction or the rub could look like money not coming in. It could look like losing clients. It could look like, losing friendships and relationships that you had before. And everything that happens is perfectly perfect as it is. What I mean by that is that, there's a saying that the breakthrough happens after the breakdown. Now, I'm not a fan of saying there has to be a breakdown, but there has to be what I call the rub, right? There is a point in time when we're moving from the old, and if my camera was the other way around, because Facebook Live switches it, this would be my left. If that works for you guys, this would be my right. So the left is the old, this is the new, this is ego, this is love, this is masculine, this is feminine, this is head, this is heart, etc. It's like when we're moving from the old to the new, it doesn't always just flow easily. Often what happens is that there's resistance when the 2 points meet. So that resistance is the rub, the friction, the challenge, right? The shitstorm, the things seem like they're falling apart. You look at Mother Earth at the moment. We're actually moving from a third dimensional energy to a fifth dimensional energy. You think I'm kind of cuckoo, go Google it. It's really fascinating. And, from a scientific point of view, I'm a scientist by trade, if you didn't know. Third dimensional energy is a low vibrating energy. It's based on fear. It's based on greed. It's based on logic. It's based on linear. It's based on time. It's based on perceived reality. Whereas the fifth dimensional is based on love. It's based on creativity. It's based on expansiveness. It's based on joy, happiness, peace, etc. We want more of that. Well, we've actually moved into that new energy. However, Mother Earth is still in a period of holding on to the old energy and moving into the new, and it needs to be released. So the energy, think about this with Mother Earth, the energy is being released with this friction or the rub, right? And that friction and rub turns out to be hurricanes, cyclones, earthquakes, volcanoes, all of this kind of, really tectonic kind of activity. So in our own lives and business, the joining point of where you've been to where you want to go is usually with the rub, right? The shitstorm. And so for some of my clients on the call this morning, it's showing up as not having the clients coming in, the money not coming in, relationships leaving, issues, things blowing up and blowing out. So it's really important that you take stock of that and you reframe. You go, I'm in the rub, which means I'm moving from the old to the new. This is growth. This is an opportunity of growth. So I'm just sitting here reading a sign of affirmations that's next to my new desk here. And it's, I know life is 10% what happens to me and 90% of how I react to it. So if you think about this as the 10%, it feels like it's happening to you, right? But 90% of how it moves through is how you react to it. So we have a choice in every moment of every time to go, okay, I see what's happening here. I'm taking it as an opportunity to go, this is a learning period. There is going to be growth from this. So I get that right now it feels awful. It feels sticky. It feels, like a shitstorm. But I know that on the other side of that is something greater for me. All right. Tell me below, comment if you're watching this on Facebook or if you're on YouTube, etc. Do a comment below of where you're seeing the rub for you, that place of resistance or a place of friction of moving from the old into the new. And I'm here to support you. So, you know, comment below and I might be able to give you some assistance on how to get through that to the other side with more grace, more ease, more abundance and more style, and especially more flow. All right. Much love to you all.